大家好，我係莫雷拉。
The champion jockey of the year is Moreira。嗱，特別咧要恭喜莫雷拉，今年係首次喺香港榮膺冠軍騎師，而且係表現非常之出色。值得慶祝嘅咧就係莫雷拉係成功創下一季最高145場頭馬嘅紀錄㗎。
First of all, thank you very much. And well, if I start putting on names, would be a long list, but obviously I have to say thanks to all those people that supported me. There is a couple of big stable here that gave me their best rides and on letting me ride their horse. I was able to put on a good numbers this season. Obviously, I do appreciate that very much. I gotta say thanks to them. I gotta say thanks to every owner that gave me their horses to ride and trainers as well. So, and no doubt it's the club that gave me the opportunity to be here, a place where I'm very proud of being of. There is a combination of factors, like obviously I did work very hard throughout of the season to be achieving it. We all know that I could have won last season if I didn't get as many suspensions, so few adjustment also plays big part of it. Good connection, good people around me that gave me good support and gave me good guides. That was very important, as well as my family who was with me on the bads and on the good days. Like my wife, she was very strong even on those hard moments that we had, and I have to dedicate this particular winner to her, because I didn't win it just by myself. I win with her beside me and helped me very much to achieve it.
莫雷拉嚟香港發展只係2季，但係已經2度憑高票數當選最受歡迎騎師，而剛剛嘅馬季呢，更加憑破紀錄嘅頭馬數字榮登冠軍騎師嘅寶座。究竟莫雷拉有咩過人之處呢？而佢從騎之路又係點樣嘅呢？
莫雷拉從騎可以話源於3歲第一次坐上馬背之後，就此愛上騎馬。喺家鄉巴西，莫雷拉細個已經捉緊每一個策騎機會。仲經常策騎一啲冇配上馬鞍嘅馬匹，亦因為咁樣練出一身好嘅平衡力。經過多番努力，喺莫雷拉16歲嘅時候獲得聖保羅騎師學校取錄。2001年喺巴西開始擔任見習騎師，2003年正式成為騎師。有傳聞話莫雷拉啱啱出道嘅時候，曾經被一位馬圈中人批評佢唔適合做騎師，原來確有其事㗎。
This guy at that time he was a trainer, and at the end of the day, he was a very successful trainer, very good trainer, which ended up being my master. I can say I wouldn't be here in Hong Kong without that man in particular. When he said that to me, obviously at the time he put me down. I did cry very much because I was young still and starting off on this career. But he realized that even if I didn't have as many skills as every jockey wished to have at the time, he knew that I was very much committed and I worked very hard and I didn't really want to give up on this. So a couple of weeks after that, he came after me and he said, look, as you're not giving up, as actually said to you to do, you gotta listen what I have to tell you. So from there on, he started to tell me things, teach me a lot of things, tell me what I was doing wrong, which was more important than anything else. He teach me some tricks and race smarters, like some things that you should do at the races and things that you should avoid. And that got me to improve very much in a short period of time. So at the end of the day, this guy played a big part on what I was able to achieve at the end of the day.
莫雷拉策騎每一匹戰馬都盡心盡力，佢嘅靈活走位收放自如，無論喺邊個班次嘅馬匹，佢都可以令馬匹交出超水準嘅表現，令大家留下深刻印象。相信大家亦會留意到莫雷拉嘅騎式同一般歐洲或者澳洲騎式都唔一樣。
Well, and my riding style, it came from the environment that I was grew up. People that taught me how to ride. They told me to ride by that way. And actually, Brazil races, horse racing people from there, they do watch a lot of American races. So we do try to copy a little bit of what they have at the best in America. And I would say it's a combination of a few things as well, like the way how I was taught and the place where I grew up and the way how we learn how to ride. Well, I have spoken to one of the stewards here in Hong Kong. Brazil do have a couple of really good jockeys. I wouldn't mention them right away, but I can tell you, if they were able to learn the language, which I see as the biggest obstacle for the Brazilian jockeys, there would be a couple of good numbers that could come over here and be competitive.
出道初期，莫雷拉喺南美已經取得理想成績，贏出過千場頭馬。喺2005至2008年，分別以189、144、162同埋149場頭馬，連續4季榮登聖保羅賽馬會冠軍騎師。20幾歲嘅小伙子已經得到驕人嘅成就，但莫雷拉為咗更進一步，佢喺2009年決定放棄南美嘅基地，轉戰獅城。
I decided to go to Singapore because that was my only opportunity at the time. It happens in a way that no one else, not even myself, expected. There was one day that I was talking to the trainers after the track working in São Paulo's race course, and a group of people were talking about horses that have been running overseas and jockeys that were doing well in other countries as well. And then came up a name of a jockey called Eurico da Silva. This is a Brazilian jockey who was riding at that time in Singapore, but he actually was based in Canada, in Woodbine. As he was meant to go back to Canada, just before he do that, one of those guys that were talking with me and other people in the racetrack in São Paulo has heard from me that I was quite keen on going overseas. This guy has mentioned it to this jockey in Singapore who was meant to go back to Canada. And at the end of the day, this jockey tried to put me in his place as he was leaving a place available in Singapore. And he had some connection there, which was some trainers like Douglas Dragon and some other ones. He recommended me to go over to ride for that particular trainer that I was able to be having a very good relationship with. Very nice person, good trainer, who gave me a good help to start off in Singapore. So it started in a way which I didn't expect it, but I decided to go to Singapore because that was the only opportunity that I had at the time. And at the end of the day, we all know Singapore was really special to me. I know a lot of nice people there, and I got obviously a really good result over there.
事實證明，莫雷拉當日嘅決定係絕對正確。初到新加坡，馬季已經進行咗一段時間，再加上喺季內，莫雷拉曾經因為私人事務要返回巴西缺陣成個月，但最終能夠以69場頭馬排列騎師龍虎榜第3位。第一季嘅成績已經咁好，跟住嘅一季，莫雷拉進一步展示佢嘅精湛騎功。距離新加坡馬季結束仲有2個月時間，莫雷拉已經贏出106場頭馬。追平各路喺2007年創出一季最多頭馬紀錄，最終莫雷拉以116場登上2010年新加坡冠軍騎師寶座。之後2011年至2013年，莫雷拉分別以153場、206場同179場頭馬蟬聯冠軍。喺2013年9月6日，莫雷拉喺克蘭茲馬場更取得8戰全勝，賽後更被封為魔術手。一位當地著名賽馬專欄作家形容莫雷拉係一部唔會停止贏馬嘅機器，唔怪得知咁多練馬師樂意俾馬佢騎。隨後莫雷拉就嚟到香港發展。
I decided to come over here, but I didn't decide just by myself. Obviously, I did talk to my wife, and we had a good thought about it, and we decided to come over. My wife, in particular, she got excited as well because she knew that something good from this place could come through, and I think we've done the right decision. They're extremely well. I mean, my wife is adapting very well. My child are growing up here happy. When I came over, my daughter was very young. She was a couple of months only. She's already speaking 2 or 3 different languages, and we already organized school for her, as I did organize a school for my son as well, which is nearly able to speak 3 different languages. So I'm very proud of being able to provide them a good education, which Hong Kong is obviously able to do.
莫雷拉嘅策騎足跡遍及世界，除咗巴西、香港、新加坡，亦試過喺澳洲、法國、德國、瑞典、日本以及亞聯酋呢啲唔同地方上陣。
Everywhere that you go, horse racing is different. The horses behave different. The way how the race plays out is different as well. The tactics, the pace of the races, and comparing Singapore and Hong Kong. First few things that I have to point at is the quality of the horses that we have here in Hong Kong is a touch higher. Not underestimate Singapore horses. They do have some good horses there as well, but Hong Kong has some of the best horses in the world. That's why we have top 10 rated horses in the world. Hong Kong has at least 3 there. So that gives you a very good idea how good horses Hong Kong has. And other points of Singapore and Hong Kong races are the tactic, the pace of the races, and the surface of the tracks are totally different. Like here we have all-weather track. In Singapore they have poly track, which are totally different. Pace of the race will be different, and not every horse can run here and run in that Singapore type of surface in the same way. Turf track is also different in a way that I think Singapore race track is a little bit softer, and we know there they have more rains when it's the rain season. Like the track can get really soft, which here we have 4 seasons and we have the break. When the rain season comes, we don't really have races going on over here. So there is a lot of factors that you can say Hong Kong and Singapore are different.
2013年10月20日，莫雷拉正式以馬會騎師身份喺香港上陣。當日尾場賽事，莫雷拉策騎告達里馬房魅力星喺外檔出閘之後，留守中間較後位置，落後帶頭馬大概5個馬位，馬匹逐步上前，去到末段展開強勁嘅衝刺，去到最後200米已經取得領先地位，力拒對手，順利為莫雷拉帶嚟喺香港正式發展嘅首場勝仗。連同當日添多福同火成風分別攞到嘅第2名，再加上多多利嘅第3名，莫雷拉第一日喺香港上陣就已經贏得騎師王。只係短短幾個月，莫雷拉已經躋身騎師龍虎榜前列位置。最後佢喺策騎唔足1季底下，以97場冠軍佳績完成馬季，同冠軍騎師潘頓只係相差15場頭馬，而全季佢比潘頓取得嘅騎師王次數更要多出4次。雖然未能夠登上冠軍騎師寶座，但莫雷拉憑住馬迷嘅投票奪得最受歡迎騎師殊榮。
我哋最受歡迎騎師 ，The Most Popular Jockey of the Year， 莫雷拉 Moreira。
You wouldn't be able to be successful without being polite and respectful.
莫雷拉除咗獲得馬迷嘅愛戴，亦得到好多練馬師支持。喺第一季，香港策騎已經取得多匹頭馬，但係佢嘅勤奮拼搏嘅同時，亦面對多番被罰停賽嘅經歷。
Inexperience and for not knowing the way how the race plays here. It's pretty much restricted over here. If you get out of the line, you're going to be punished, which I think is fair. I can't say I was the only one punished, and I have to say I was punished because I commit some offense, which I shouldn't. And I think that's normal for somebody else who comes in as a new person. And I think I went over that period, and I'm quite happy the way how things is going right now. It's totally different than what it was last season. Obviously, I did get suspended this season once or twice, or maybe even 3 times, but the previous season I probably got twice as much. So we are still adjusting ourselves into the environment. And I got into a point where I'm already happy, and I know that I can get even better.
喺2014年季尾，當馬會牌照委員會公佈莫雷拉只獲發騎師牌照至2015年3月嘅時候， 引起外間好多揣測。傳聞莫雷拉係因為成日被罰停賽而不滿，亦有話莫雷拉打算再轉到其他地方發展。到底係大家諗多咗，抑或當時莫雷拉真係有咁嘅考慮呢？
Because I wasn't happy the way how things was going last season, and I thought if things start off and kept on going the same way, I may not be happy as I wasn't. So I decided to give myself a chance in case if things goes wrong and bad as it could, I wouldn't stay throughout of the season. I wouldn't stay. Fortunately, things went very good. I could adjust myself a little bit better. And now I can say I'm extremely happy and I'm looking for a really good future here in Hong Kong. How long? I have no idea, but we are going to find out with things going on the way.
喺剛過去嘅馬季，莫雷拉成績斐然，同馬匹步步友更堪稱最佳拍檔。喺季初，步步友喺莫雷拉胯下贏出馬會一哩錦標之後，再以雷霆萬鈞之勢贏出香港一哩錦標賽。國際賽之後，莫雷拉再夥拍步步友出戰另一場國際一級賽董事杯。莫雷拉只係稍作催促，步步友就以不費吹灰之力趕過對手奪標。跟住3月，人馬再喺另一場國際一級賽女王銀禧紀念杯建功，人馬連勝4仗之後並未有停落嚟。喺主席錦標，步步友再喺莫雷拉胯下取得季內5連勝。跟住下一個目標就係冠軍一哩賽。當馬群去到最後200米，步步友輕鬆上前取得領先，最後以1又4分1馬位帶嚟跑第2嘅扣女，人馬好輕鬆就取得6連勝。除咗策騎呢匹香港馬王，莫雷拉仲有好多令佢難忘嘅賽事。
Unforgettable would definitely be the Hong Kong Cup with Designs of Rome. A horse that is very difficult to ride, a horse that I nearly didn't ride at the end of the day. And fortunately, the way how he won was in a really good fashion. He just won, he beat another very good horse just on the line. So that race definitely has to be the most and the highlighted race of my career here in Hong Kong and obviously for the season as well.
喺季內，莫雷拉創下喺香港一季內最快達到100場頭馬嘅紀錄。喺4月22日嘅跑馬地賽事，莫雷拉憑住蘇偉賢馬房嘅勝利雄心，以短馬頭位擊敗對手，取得佢喺季內嘅第100場頭馬。5月16日，莫雷拉再創另一紀錄，佢喺沙田馬場勝出季內第115場頭馬，打破韋達喺2005至06年度馬季所創下一季勝出114場嘅最高頭馬紀錄。
I do chase for the rides because that's how it works here in Hong Kong. If you sit and wait for them to come and offer you the rides, it may not come to you. On the way to you, it may catch by some other jockey. So I do chase for some rides. And when I get the amount of rides that, like, let's say, 3 rides in one race, or maybe sometimes I get 4 offers in one race. I always just try to choose the best of those 4, which doesn't necessarily I get the right one all the time. Quite often I also get the wrong one, and it's quite difficult to say also if I got the wrong one or not, because the way how the race plays here, like the barrier draw, it plays a big part on the game as well. So sometimes I get the best ride, but I get the worst draw and I end up finishing behind. So, but I chase for the ride. I try to always sit on top of my best options, my best opportunities, and sometimes it works.
莫雷拉為佢嘅策騎事業創下一個又一個高峰，要再攀另一個高峰，就一定要有相當嘅動力。而周邊嘅人想挑戰莫雷拉嘅成就，亦唔係咁易。有人話無敵係最寂寞，莫雷拉寂唔寂寞呢？
I don't feel alone because this place there is always somebody else behind you, chasing you, and if you lose your plug for a minute, somebody is gonna catch you and go over the top of you. So I never felt alone. I always felt somebody else is at my back and ready to just take over the position where I am. This is horse racing. If you are in a good sport, that's the sport that everyone else wants to be. So don't look back, keep on running, going forward. When you win a race, you want to win the other one. You want to win the third one, and you want to win the fourth one. When you win a championship, you want to win the second one. And that's how it works. I look back, I know it's pretty good, winning a championship, winning a race, class 5 or a group 1. So that's what I'm sticking with. I go after the good things, and I see it as one of the good things in life. I really enjoy riding horses. I really enjoy being winning, and that keeps on me moving forward. Like, I'm sticking myself with that, and I try not to change it, try not let it be any different than what it is at the moment, because I'm extremely happy.
每個人開心又或者唔開心，都希望有朋友跟自己一齊分享。由巴西到新加坡，再由新加坡到香港，莫雷拉都有一位好重要嘅人陪伴住佢。
My wife.
Oh, your wife.
She's gotta be my best friend.
And any other jockey is your
Well, I don't have problem with other jockeys, but it's a competition, so I don't have them as really close friends. I have them as colleagues, which I do respect very much, and I feel respect from them as well. So, really close relationship to them I don't really have, and I feel that unfortunate because in any other place in the world you could have them as a really good and close friends, but here in Hong Kong it doesn't work. So if that's the way, I have to accept it. Even if it doesn't look like we work very much, we spend quite a lot of working doing the form, riding in the morning, in touch with people, entertaining owners or maybe even trainers. But there is always time for family. And I do spend as much time with them as I can. In particular, my mom, she's saying that she's missing me too much. So I organized a trip with her back in my country in Brazil, so I will be spending most of the time with my family. Mom, wife, kids, brothers, in places where we can enjoy ourselves a little bit. And I might be riding for one race meeting there in São Paulo, but I'm not sure yet. If I do ride, it's because of good friendships that I still have over there that are requesting me to ride some of their horses, but it's not confirmed yet. And when I come back here just after the summer to start off the season, 1 week before the beginning of the season here, I will be going to Japan for the Jockeys Championship. So I will ride, but not as many rides as people would expect me to do so.
對於莫雷拉嘅策騎生涯，相信大家都好了解㗎啦。咁至於其他方面嘅莫雷拉，大家又了解幾多呢？
First of all, play with my kids. Second thing would be play some sports, like I do play football with friends sometimes. I love going watch some sport like football here in Hong Kong as well. I love going out to watch movies at the cinema with my family, and those are the few main things that I like to do outside of racing. I haven't taught my son to ride, but even if I took him to Bees River to have some riding lessons, I think he's more likely having fun, just really learning about it. So we have instruction from Bees River that is teaching him how to ride, and obviously it's not racing, it's just how to sit properly on top of the horse and go for some jumpings from obstacles, and I can see that he's enjoying himself very much. And my baby, she's just a baby, she's just playing around, and wherever we take her, she's just having fun. So to her, whatever that she's related with, she's playing.
根據莫雷拉平時嘅活動同跟小朋友嘅關係，大家都感受到佢係一個非常重視家庭嘅人。莫雷拉嘅成功，佢嘅待人接物，令佢成為眾人偶像。但原來莫雷拉都有欣賞嘅人，就係佢。
My mom.
My mom.
She's a brilliant woman. Her story is amazing, and when she tells me her life, how it went through, I'm very impressed how much hard time she had And it's amazing how much such a short woman could handle so much bad things and hard time in life. So I admire her very much in all the ways.
賽馬佔據咗莫雷拉大部分時間，但係佢都會盡量調節，等可以有多啲時間陪伴屋企人。假如莫雷拉唔係一個騎師，佢又會喺邊行發展呢？
That's a pretty hard question. I don't really know what I would be if I wasn't a jockey. I don't really see myself on doing any other things on not being involved with horses. But it's pretty hard to answer that question. I don't know what I would be.
似乎就如莫雷拉所講，佢天生就係騎師，而成功絕非僥倖。憑住努力，加上待人同處事嘅誠懇態度，相信莫雷拉會繼續喺馬壇雷霆萬鈞。
All my dreams, all my wishes, human being cannot touch. It's not material stuff. What I dream is just see my kids rising up without many problems, with a good education, and getting to a point where I can look at them and say, well, they had every opportunity in life. If they're taking the right ones, which I wish they do, I'll be extremely happy. But if they don't, at least I want to look back and say, well, I gave them every opportunity that I could. That's my dream. And I dream that I don't have to stop riding that soon, because it's another thing that I love very much.